Welcome to the Fantasy Beer League, where you get half-decent advice from half-decent guys. I'm going to start over. That was awkward. Welcome to the Fantasy Beer League, where you get half-decent advice from half-decent guys. I'm your host, Sean Joyce. With me, as always, is Angry Steelers fan Justin Giel, our resident Angry Steelers fan / fantasy football expert Matt Senni, and this week's big loser, Andy Daniels. You guys want to let it all out before we begin today? Vent a little bit about your game.
I don't know if I need to vent. Yeah. I think I sat in my room in the dark for like 45 minutes just to decompress. But what the fuck?
Nah, I just sat in my living room in the dark, not talking to anybody, mainly because I wasn't surprised. It's just not surprised for us to lose to a team like that.
A team with no name.
Yeah,
a team without a real logo.
That's what pissed me off the most. They don't even have a name.
Yeah, well,
we lost to a football team.
You did lose. You lost to the football team. Anyway, Andy, is there anything you'd like to complain about before we draw your punishment?
There's a lot.
Okay,
but I do have to say I scored 212 points.
Against me, I remember.
The week prior, I scored 97 this week. The players that did me so well last week were just dog shit.
They were tired.
Yeah.
They were tired.
Yeah.
That happens. That's fantasy football.
Yeah.
Impossible to predict week to week. Same lineup, totally different outcome. Let's draw this punishment.
Never realized how loud it was.
It's pretty loud.
I guess because it's further away from me.
Oh.
I gotta drink a gallon of eggnog.
Gallon of eggnog.
That's so much eggnog.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I'm not doing it.
What?
Dude,
that's
no.
Oh my gosh, dude.
A gallon of milk will make you throw up.
Dude, there's been so much worse. There's other worse things. Then I'll do it. I'll do it just to get it out of the way.
What, now?
Yeah. Oh, dude, you give me $50. I'll do it right now.
You gonna do it?
Okay, so
I will do it. And
so I'm gonna pay the 50 to you, and you're gonna do
correct. It. You still gotta pick something else.
Are we allowed?
I'll allow it.
Vince,
I'm still gonna have to pick
what do you think, Vince?
I mean, this is our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
I know we can. Do we want to do it? It affects you the most, honestly, because you're the one that would benefit from $50 at the end if you win the league.
I mean, I avoided the big punishment. I'm happy with the league, so I'm down to.
I mean, Senni is really confident that this isn't going to be that bad.
That's a lot.
And it's probably
it's hard. It's worse. I think it's worse than you think. I'm okay.
I'm right with Sean on that, but yeah.
All right, we're good.
I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
All right. Well then, I accept these conditions. Andy, you still have to draw another punishment.
Yeah, I'm
but you give $50 directly to Senni, and Senni will drink the gallon of eggnog.
Okay.
Nice.
Here we go.
Sounds good.
There's not that many left.
No,
there's not. And this one is to do a 1-minute freestyle. Two totally different ones.
All right, so how do you feel about that one?
I'll actually do that one.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm trying because I've already said no to the freestyle. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to see this. I have to see this because I can't believe you would rather do a freestyle.
I think it's funny, but I would rather do the freestyle any day.
No, you guys are crazy.
It's way easier. All right, Andy. Well, appreciate you being a good sport.
It's also
are you going to
a
drink
minute versus the duration of a podcast?
I guess. But Sen, are you going to drink your beer and the eggnog? I don't think that's humanly possible.
There's no way I'm drinking anything else.
Do you want to take?
All
right.
Yeah, so you take the beer.
All right.
I'm going to take the beer.
What is it, really quick?
It's Bolero Snort. It's OVB Orange Cream Pop.
All right. Good stuff.
Cool.
All right, Andy, you can go enjoy that. Maybe run through some bars in your head.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you later when you do your freestyle. So Andy's out of frame, as you can see. I have 2 half gallons for Senni. So, Mr. Math Major, what's 150 times 32?
Do I give me this kind of math? I don't know. Andy, help me out.
I don't know off the top of my head.
150
times 32. Dude. Yeah. I can't do math that quickly off the top of my head.
Is it 4,000?
100. You said 150 times 32?
Yeah.
Nah, dude,
you
I don't
got
know
it?
what it is. I'm blanking.
4,800.
4,800.
So you got 4,800 calories here.
It's fine.
All liquid.
It's fine.
Do you want one at a time?
I'll take the other one, and
All right,
Justin,
I'll
make like a
Do you want
point.
to take a sip of each?
Yeah.
Give them a little bit. I mean, I like eggnog. Delicious.
That's why they call
Very
it
delicious.
I do not know when the last time I had eggnog was, so
If they want you to convey that it's delicious, they shouldn't have named it eggnog. I can't think of a more disgusting
I'm
pairing
probably
of
going to
words.
wipe my mustache 50 times. Justin, you have it on your mustache.
I'm leaving it. It's gonna get. I'm gonna mix it in with the beer when I take each sip.
Do I have an eggnog mustache? The nog off my face?
Nogs off your face.
The knobs off my face?
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about the Vikings and the Buccaneers. It took the Vikings a while to get it going against the Jags on Sunday, but once the offense hit its stride, Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson all came through in a big way for you. The Bucs have one of the best defenses in the league, though, Justin, particularly against the run. Do you have any concerns about the 3 Vikings starters ahead of this matchup?
I think you still have to start them, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a lower outcome based off the defense. Plus, the Bucs had a week to prepare for the game as well. They're coming off their bye week.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be super worried. I mean, Dalvin Cook is playing out of his fucking mind, and then Thielen and Justin Jefferson can still get open, and I think they're gonna get the production that you're used to.
Yeah, I mean, I have no concerns about Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
You can never bench him. And Thielen and Jefferson maybe see a downtick, but not enough to warrant benching them.
Oh, that does not mix well with beer.
I can't imagine eggnog mixes well with anything that isn't hard
It's
alcohol.
not good. I feel like it honestly tastes like bubble gum. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like I'm
ShopRite
like
only had the
drinking
ShopRite brand
juicy
eggnog
fruit,
left. Turkey Hill
non-flavored
was all
bubble
sold out.
gum.
Bowl and basket.
Bowl and Basket, their new made-up brand.
Yep, a ShopRite brand.
As for Tampa Bay, you have to start Mike Evans and Chris Godwin if they got you here. But for many fantasy players, this is the first week of the playoffs. Can managers trust starting Ronald Jones 2 or Antonio Brown in this game, Justin?
I think I would trust starting Rojo more than Antonio Brown. Mm-hmm. Just because the Vikings are prone to giving up those big runs, and their passing defense is playing a little bit better. I mean, I know the Jags were kind of throwing on them a little bit, but I think I would trust Rojo a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's an annoying situation.
Very, yeah.
But running back is a very shallow position.
Yeah.
If you have Ronald Jones, I don't imagine you have very many better options. And the matchup is good, as you said. So I like Rojo. I'm out on AB this week. Too risky of a play for me in the playoffs. I think Tampa wins the game.
Yeah, I think Tampa's going to win big.
I agree. Yes.
All right. Next, we had the Cardinals and the New York Football Giants, first place in the NFC East. I'd like to take a second to apologize to Kyler Murray and the Cardinals for saying that Murray was having a great year and was my fantasy MVP, because he has totally hit a wall since I said that. His rushing attempts and yards are way down. His last 3 games, he has 5 attempts in each game for a total of 61 yards. So that's 61 yards over 3 games. Not good. This clearly caps his upside and the upside of players around him. Are you at all nervous about starting a Cardinal in this matchup against the Giants, Justin?
Not super worried. I mean, I think you still need to start Kyler Murray. You still need to start DeAndre Hopkins. And I like Kenyon Drake. He's been playing a lot better as of late. He's been scoring those touchdowns that you want to see from him. So, I mean, apart from the 3 of them, I don't know that I would trust anybody else to start.
Yeah, I'm going to play Kenyon Drake, but I'm not going to put in Christian Kirk.
Yeah, definitely not any more Christian Kirk. I'd be out on him 100%.
Yeah.
I think you should be a little concerned about the matchup. The Giants' defense has been playing really well.
Yeah.
The Cardinals have been struggling a bit.
They're what, 4 in a row?
4 wins in a row. But the defense, they're winning because of the defense.
Yeah.
James Bradbury's a top corner, so I could see DeAndre Hopkins struggling a little bit. But like you said, you're not benching him.
No.
Just I don't expect a huge day. I wouldn't. And Drake,
I would put that similar to the skill players from the Vikings, where like you still have to start them, but don't be surprised if you have a lesser output.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like Kenyon Drake's a little touchdown dependent. I think he kind of needs to score to have value.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So a little bit of a concern, but I think you have to play those guys. As for my Giants, Vince's Giants, they're coming off an impressive upset win over the Seahawks and look to build momentum at home against the Cardinals.
I love watching that game.
Me too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love watching them win. Your game made me mad. My game made me happy. Do the Giants have any fantasy-relevant players that you can start this week, Justin?
I think you're still starting Gallman, and then I like Ingram and Sterling Shepard this week.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is expected to be back, so I definitely think that they have an increased level of value.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I like the 2 of them. They're going to get all the targets from Jones, I think. They usually do. And Wayne Gallman's just been a beast.
Yeah.
All in on him still. I think the Giants are going to win again.
I think so, too.
I like Arizona. I'd love to say Giants, maybe they're playing somebody else, but I do like Arizona.
All right, fair enough. Next, we'll talk about the Chiefs and the Dolphins. CEH managers have to be fucking furious with Andy Reid. But let's talk about this, Justin.
Okay.
If you have a player who has some sort of hampering issue leading up to game day, as CEH did when he had the stomach bug, are you going to start them once they're activated or look for other options? Just generally speaking.
Like if I'm not fantasy, like if I'm a coach.
No. If you're a fantasy manager,
Okay.
I don't care. You're never going to be an NFL coach.
I know I'm never
You
gonna-
play fantasy football.
Yeah.
You have CEH.
Right.
He's been questionable all week.
Am I starting him? Is that your question?
Yes. Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
Similar thing happened last year with David Johnson, where he was activated, but then played 2 snaps and didn't play for the rest of the
No.
game.
Did CEH play at all?
No.
Why even activate him?
He was an emergency running back. They wanted
Yeah,
him
that's
in the
fair.
event that the other 2 guys got hurt. They said that he had lost a lot of weight over the week. So I totally understand that point of view from a coach's perspective. It's also a bit of like, they might game plan for CEH and then you get Le'Veon Bell all game. Didn't matter. Patrick Mahomes was the whole offense anyway.
Yeah, as he usually is.
Yeah. But my point is, if a guy is that questionable, I've learned to be very risk adverse in those situations and not start that player regardless of how talented he is. I didn't really think CEH would be able to play much. He's playing football with Mudbutt. Not really a good call. You can't play with Mudbutt.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. We've all had, you think it's a fart. It's a little bit more. You can't play football like that. It's just not possible.
Somewhat related to that, after I got home from the gym today,
Oh, God.
I forgot to put boxers on after I showered, so I sat the entire day with sweatpants on, no boxers.
I don't know what that has to do with Mudbutt, but did you
My
have
butt.
swamp ass?
No,
Swamp ass and Mudbutt are 2 different. You had diarrhea?
No, I just didn't have underwear on all
These
day.
are all my favorite topics while I drink this stuff, guys. I love
You-
that I'm like choking
you're
down
getting-
eggnog.
You're
and
getting
you're
50
like
bucks.
talking about
Getting
ass.
$50. Dolphins fantasy offense takes a hit with Tua back under center.
Yeah.
But Myles Gaskin turned out another solid performance in his return. Is there anyone else on the Dolphins you can confidently start this week, Justin?
I think Gesicki, or however the hell
He's
you
been
pronounce
playing
his
well.
last
He has
name.
been playing well.
Apart from that, no.
I feel like Devontae Parker is touchdown dependent.
Yeah.
If you need that type of player, you can start him. Because I saw at least 3 plays I remember where the Dolphins were near the goal line. They threw 3 straight fades to Devontae Parker. I don't understand. It's like the least successful play in the NFL. It's a dumb call. But I think he's got a good shot to catch a touchdown with all the
Yeah.
end zone targets he gets. But like you said, I'd feel most confident about Gesicki and Gaskin. I think the Chiefs are going to dominate this game.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close.
I agree.
Next, we'll talk about the Titans tighten up at
Tighten
the
up.
Jags. This is the game of the week, as always. And, Senni, can you name a wide receiver on the Titans?
I feel like this is the same person's name who I always say.
Vince, can you get the ices? I didn't grab them before. Thank you.
I'm also trying to think about people's fantasy teams right now.
I'm not giving any hints. Last time I did, I got
No.
burned.
It didn't work out for you.
No, because the person who I'm thinking of I know is not on the Titans now I think about it.
Who are you
Throw the name
thinking?
out.
Yeah.
No, they're on Seattle. I'm sure that they are now.
Tyler Lockett?
Yes,
Yeah, you say that
person
name
who
all
I
the
say every
time.
week.
Oh, damn.
Nah, I feel like there's a name I've seen, but I can't think of anything right now.
The 2 that you may know are A.J. Brown.
AJ Brown, I always forget because I know that he exists, but I don't know what team he's on.
He's on the Titans. And Corey Davis.
Corey
Yeah.
fucking Davis.
And if you took our advice on Corey Davis last week, it paid off for you in a big way as he wound up with 182 yards and a touchdown on 11 receptions. Lock him, Brown, and Henry. Henry's the running back.
Running
to
back,
be
yeah.
clear. Into your lineups every week, regardless of matchup. Any interest in Ryan Tannehill as a fantasy starter, Justin? He's available in about a third of leagues.
I like him. They have a pretty easy schedule coming up. Mm-hmm. So I think it is like a streaming option for the playoffs, depending on when you're I mean, if it's starting now, good matchup against the Jags. But yeah, I'd be interested in picking him up.
Yeah, he's been really good. He was really solid at the end of last season too.
He's careful with the ball.
he is.
He's not reckless.
He's a good fantasy quarterback. So
Yeah.
if you're not liking your starter, he's a guy that I had my eye on. He's a guy I do like. Mike Lennon and the Jags held their own against the Vikings on Sunday in a 27-24 overtime loss. James Robinson is the goddamn man, obviously. But is there a Jacksonville receiver you can trust starting this week, Justin?
I don't think so. I mean, I still am partial to Chark, but you never know who's going to get the ball. Chenault got that fluke of a touchdown where it bounced off of like 1 or 2 people and just landed in his arms. that was obviously wasn't designed to him. So you never know who's gonna get the big game and when.
Yeah, there's about 4 guys who are intermittently successful, so I don't really feel great about any of them. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Chark, but I wouldn't feel great about it.
Yeah.
This is actually a tough game for me to call. Divisional games are always tough. This is usually a Thursday night game. It's always Jags-Titans.
Yep.
Big Thursday night. I love saying tighten up, but I'm going to Jag down this week.
Yeah, I'm going Jags.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy because I was also going to say Jags.
Oh, wow.
Jag
Well,
down.
now they're going to get blown out.
Yeah.
All 3 of us picked them. Next, let's talk Cowboys and Bengals. This is a fun game.
Oh, my God.
The Cowboys fell short to the Ravens on Tuesday Night Football, but the offense did look improved. That's the most 2020 sentence ever.
What was the final score last night?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. 31. I don't know. I'm not going to guess because I'm not paying a fine. You can look it up on your own time. Or Vince can look it up for you and let you know. The offense looked improved last night, though, for Dallas. Have your concerns about Dallas's productivity waned at all, Justin?
A little bit. I'm not completely sold. Zeke looked a lot better last night. Cooper got a touchdown, and CeeDee Lamb was getting the looks as well.
A touchdown went through his hands.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 3 of them, or Zeke looked better, and then Cooper, like I said, Cooper and CD were getting the looks and production there.
Yeah.
So I think that they've looked better.
Gallup had a good game, too.
Yeah, Gallup had the first touchdown, didn't he? Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to trust them after as much bad that we've seen.
Yeah.
But they're playing the Bengals. Bengals defense is just as bad as their own defense.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Bengals, should fantasy managers be starting anyone on that team, Justin?
I'm not comfortable starting anybody on the team. I had Tyler Boyd. I mean, he ended up having a decent day this past week, but it was 1 catch for 72 yards and a touchdown, and then he threw a punch and got tossed.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to do that week in and week out, but
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with anybody on that Bengals offense.
If Joe Mixon is back, I like Mixon.
Okay.
If he's out, Bernard, I think, is a fine flex play. Because Dallas's run defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
They gave up almost 300 yards, I believe, last night.
Yeah,
Maybe over 300.
I think I saw it was either 4 games giving up 200 or more or 300 or more. Dallas's defense this year, which is abysmal.
Yeah, whoever the lead running back is, I'd be comfortable with in my lineup.
Yeah.
Other than that, not really. Mostly that's due to quarterback play.
Yeah.
I actually heard today that Brandon Allen is nursing an injury, so if he isn't able to play and they have
Maybe
to start
that's why he sucks.
Ryan Finley again, well, he just sucks because he sucks.
Yeah.
But they both suck ass.
Yeah.
No interest in the wide receivers. I think Dallas wins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dallas too.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, Vince, you got an answer on that? 34-17. I knew Dallas had 17. I wasn't sure how many.
So they doubled him up.
They did. They doubled them up. Texans play the Bears this week.
The Bears.
In the Texans' first game without Will Fuller V, Kiki QT racked up 22.1 fantasy points thanks to 8 catches for 141 yards. Is he a receiver that managers should be adding and starting this week, Justin?
I mean, I would look to add him just because, I mean, he's probably the number 2 on the team now with Brandon Cooks. But against a decent Bears defense, I don't know that I would start him this week. But I think he would be on my radar to pick up.
I mean, I think it depends on your roster construction, how much bench space you have.
And who you have as
Right.
well. Yeah.
When you get into the playoffs, you really only want to add guys that are going to help you win a championship. So if you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, I don't know, I kind of like this guy better, don't force it. Don't force him on your team. But yeah, I think he stands to have some productive days. I still trust Deshaun Watson as a quarterback. I think
So
he
do
can produce 2 fantasy relevant wide receivers. David Johnson had an uninspiring return to action, but he did score a touchdown, which salvaged his mediocre day. Duke Johnson saw all the receiving work, though, so I'd be avoiding this backfield altogether if I could. The Bears laughably lost to the Lions, but David Montgomery had his best game of the season by far, including 4 receptions and 2 touchdowns. You have to start him and Allen Robinson, too, from here on out. Is there anyone else on the team you like, Justin?
Not really. I don't think there's anybody that I would be comfortable in starting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Good talk. I'm
Yeah.
taking the Texans.
Yeah, Bears look like shit. I'm going with the Texans.
I'm going with the Bears.
All right. Next, we had the Broncos and the Panthers. Broncos held their own against the Chiefs on Sunday night, but fell short in a low-scoring game. Despite a 2-touchdown performance by Tim Patrick, I still don't believe any of their wide receivers should be started in standard-size leagues.
I'd agree.
But after totaling 142 yards against KC, Should managers trust Melvin Gordon 3 this week, Justin?
I don't know. Maybe this week, but I don't. I want to see him do it again. Mm-hmm. Just because, I mean, the Chiefs' run defense is susceptible to those bigger plays. I think I fucked that up, but whatever.
I wasn't stressed about the word. I'm not sure that that's true.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, we'll look into it. I'll figure it out. But I feel like their defense is actually really good.
I think overall as a defense they're good. But I mean we'll have to look it up. But I don't know. I want to see Melvin Gordon 3 do it again.
Well, the Panthers are pretty bad at defense. They've played better as of late, but their run defense has not been great. So I actually do like this matchup for Melvin Gordon 3. And it looks like he's earned more trust in recent weeks. So I expect him to get more carries than Phillip Lindsay, which would be my only concern. The Panthers are coming off their bye and are hoping to have CMC back for this matchup. But
I hope so.
Just got bad news like an hour ago that he hurt his quad in practice.
Yeah, I saw he was limited.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Piece of shit.
It doesn't look like DJ Moore will be able to play in this game due to an ankle injury. They also placed him on the COVID-19 IR. They also placed Curtis Samuel on that list. Both of them have a chance to play, but if they don't, does this increase or decrease the value of Robbie Anderson?
I don't know. I was looking into this, and I really don't know how to feel. I mean, Anderson's a talent. He's a talented wide receiver. Yeah, but I mean, he's only scored 2 touchdowns this entire year.
Not a touchdown scorer.
No, but I think the Broncos lost Bouye for.
They did. He had PEDs tested positive.
Yeah, so I mean, they lose arguably their top corner, so that could open things up. I think I wouldn't decrease Anderson, but I wouldn't give him a major boost.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe a slight increase in value, only because he's the only guy there now.
Yeah.
But it's tough to trust a guy when it's the only guy. He's definitely going to see more attention. Risky. Hopefully one of them plays, then I'll feel a lot better about it, actually. I'm going to take Carolina to win the game.
Yeah, I'm going Carolina, too.
After all those things you just said, I can't. So I'm going
Let's get into Thirsty Thursday. Even though the Patriots dominated the Chargers last Sunday, Cam Newton had just 69 passing yards in a game in which they scored 45 points. The rushing value is immense, obviously. He scored 2 touchdowns, but the Rams' defense is far better than the other LA teams. I don't see much value for anyone on this offense other than him, maybe. Even then, I don't really feel great about any of them. I certainly wouldn't roll the dice in such a crucial week with a New England player, but the defense is interesting to me. They've played very well the past 2 weeks, and we've seen Bill Belichick shut down a Sean McVay offense before. So it would not shock me if he has another really solid game plan and shuts down this Rams passing attack. But other than that, I really don't see much value in starting a New England Patriot. Today, I'm drinking La Bestia Furiosa. As you can see, I'm from Spain. I'm very Spanish and lingual in my non-American talk.
Well, I think it's a Mexican-style stout.
It is. It's a Mexican-style imperial stout aged in bourbon and rum barrels with chiles.
Yep.
It's chiles, right?
Yes.
And spices are added. It's not that hot. I mean, when I read the label, I thought it was going to be like Satan's asshole, but it's not that bad. It tastes like chocolate, kind of sweet.
Yeah.
There's a hint of the heat at the end, so it's very manageable to drink. I think it's really solid. I think that the Rams are going to win. Justin, tell me what you're drinking. Talk to me about the Rams, and let me know
who wins. All right. So with the Rams, I think you're still starting Cooper Kupp. You're still starting Robert Woods. I would even say I would like, maybe not this game, but moving forward, I would like Goff, just because he's been playing well. And then if you have their defense, I think you have to start their defense. They have a great front, and Jalen Ramsey's been able to shut down wide receivers the entire season. I don't know that there's any running back on this team that I would be comfortable starting.
Cam Akers has played well consecutive weeks.
Yeah, but that's back to back. If it can continue, yes, but there's no way of knowing that.
It is.
I think he's the most talented back on that team. I think I would prefer if he was the starter, week in and week out. But you never know. And I am drinking Sierra Nevada Narwhal Imperial Stout. This is their 2020 version. I've had this before, but I really like it. I was mentioning before we started recording that this is one of my favorite Imperial Stouts. That he's got a lot of noise coming from him.
Yeah, I don't think he's feeling too good.
This is one of my favorite stouts that you can find on the shelf in a liquor store. It's seasonal, so it's not year round. Nice dark chocolate flavor. 10%, so it's a little bit stronger. But I too am going to take the Rams to win this game.
All right, Senni, tell us what you're drinking and who you picked to win the game.
I'm drinking this fucking terribly disgusting eggnog. It's fucking really bad. I'm definitely going to puke within the next 2 minutes. It's got 17 grams of sugar and 19 carbs.
Per serving?
Oh, I just assumed that was the whole thing.
No, that's per
Yeah,
serving.
dude, that...
I tried to tell you.
I'm sorry.
I
I can't
know.
even process that now.
16 servings.
But
That was the
it's-
point of the calorie question.
Right.
Oh, I didn't give a fuck about the calories. That's a whole other thing. I might
Senni's
actually
counting
have
his
diabetes
macros.
after.
Yeah, Senni's got diabetes in one day.
So, yeah, it's fucking garbage, but I'm going to drink it, so.
Who wins the game?
The Rams.
All right, Vince, tell us what you're drinking and who you think is going to win the game.
So I'm drinking Bushwick Zombie, a fruited sour from Kings County Brewers Collective in Brooklyn, New York. It's got a really cool can.
Yep, that is a cool can. I like that.
It tastes really good. I'm surprised. It's got like a blueberry citrusy flavor.
Share
Okay.
with the class.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pass it around. And Andy, if you're on deck if you want to get close. So Vince, who do you think is going to win the game?
I'm hoping the Rams.
The Rams. Okay. And Andy's
like
we're gonna do this in a very professional way.
In a very professional way. I got some Bolero Snore here. This is their orange cream pop. Pretty good. Very orange. Very good.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff.
Andy
Shout out
needs
to
a
Senni.
T-shirt that says that
for,
very orange, very good.
Yeah. Shout out to Senni for giving that beer to Andy as he swallowed up that punishment.
It's great.
Senni, we're about halfway through, and you're not about halfway done.
I'm going to finish this very soon, but I'm definitely going to puke before I do it.
All right, fair enough. We have a trash can next to you to get you prepared for that moment. I kind of figured that would come. That was sort of the purpose of the punishment.
No, yeah. If I didn't puke, what would be the point?
Right. Let's talk about the late games now. We start out with a really good one. The Jets play the Seahawks. It has never been more apparent that this team is trying to lose. But after Frank Gore's injury, the Jets ran the ball exceptionally well. Would you have any interest in rostering and starting Ty Johnson this week, Justin? He toted the ball 22 times for 104 yards and a touchdown, and also caught 2 balls for 13 yards.
You had a little bead of spit that shot right over the mic.
Impressive.
I'd be interested in picking him up. The Seahawks defense has looked better as of late. Overall, throughout the year, they haven't looked entirely great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would pick him up. I don't know how comfortable I would be starting him this week. Just like you mentioned, the Jets look like they're just trying to lose. So,
Yep.
Golly.
It was way chunkier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, I really like Ty Johnson this week, Justin. He's I would keep an eye to make sure Frank Gore is ruled out officially, because right now it's still kind of up in the air whether or not he's going to play.
Yeah.
But if he is unable to go, Ty Johnson, I think, is clearly the guy that's going to get the most work.
Yeah.
Talented young guy. So they might want to see what they have in him.
Yep.
He's one of those guys that I would really like for this week and perhaps going forward if Frank Gore's injury is more serious than we think. The Seahawks had little success outside of Chris Carson against the Giants last week. Do you have any concerns going into this matchup, Justin?
Yeah,
That's all I smell is eggnog.
There's only keys in here.
It smells like
Right
eggnog.
fucking
does.
here.
I'm glad it doesn't smell like puke at least.
Yeah.
It's literally nothing other than eggnog. It's like
It's just coming back up.
it's disgusting.
It's funny because how hard you were trying to not react.
I knew it would be funny. That's why I did it. I'm going to do it again. So, Justin, Chris Carson and the Seahawks, any concerns about this matchup going against the Jets after they've been struggling lately?
I think if there's any game to have a rebound, it's this
It's
week.
so not good, dude.
Powering through.
Yeah.
Take a second to applaud it. Boot and rally, boot and rally. All right, Justin, talk about the Seahawks.
Yeah. I think if there's any game where they're going to bounce back, it's going to be this week. I think Russell Wilson needs that game to get him back on track, get his swagger back.
Yeah.
So I think this is the game to do it. I'm not too worried about any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, last week Carson still had, I think in our league he had 20 points, so it's not too bad. Metcalf, he didn't score, but he had decent.
Yeah, Carson had a good day. He was the only Seahawk to really do it.
Yeah.
The rest of them struggled. That's what I meant to say. There was a lot going on, so I may have misspoken.
Okay.
But Chris Carson was the only Seahawk to have a great day.
Yeah.
The rest of them had mediocre days. Tough matchup. DK Metcalf didn't have a great game against James Bradbury. Tyler Lockett's the only one I'd have concerns about because he struggled so much.
That all year.
Yeah, he's boom bust. I think we said that in the preseason.
Seattle.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
I just found that out.
Yep, he does. I think the Seahawks are going to win by 100.
I'm going to take the Seahawks by...
Thank fucking God. I thought for sure. You pick the Jets every week. You're going to pick them until they win, so thank you for not picking the Jets.
I think if they weren't going to beat the Raiders last week, I don't think they're going to win it all this week. Or this week. I don't think they're going to win it all this year.
Yeah, they don't want to.
No.
I mean, they blitzed their entire team on the only thing that can beat you is if you get beat deep. And they did a 0 blitz. They're trying to lose.
Yep.
Senni.
I will also take Seattle.
Taking Seattle. Smart man. Getting through
It's
it.
like worse at the bottom.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It settles.
If it was at least something that tasted good, I think this would be totally different. It's fucking terrible.
Or not milk based.
I honestly don't know how any of you drink this. I'm sorry. It's just not good.
It's not bad.
Honestly, I think Andy was smart saying this.
I don't care. You know me. I don't back down once
I
say
know
I'm
you
gonna do
won't.
something.
I know you won't, Senni. You might want to just kill it, though, because I don't want you to have to chug like an entire half gallon at the end. Just kill the bad part. Okay. It's down. We're on to half gallon number 2.
See, this is where, like, just the hope disappears. When you just, like, see the full one, and you're like, fuck.
There's a lot in there. Another 16 servings.
Do we help him out? We each take another sip?
If you want us to take a sip, we're doing it now.
Do it.
All right. Because I'm not taking a sip after it has your puke mouth on it.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yummy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's no Turkey Hill, but it's not that bad. Justin's being nice. Andy, Vince, you want to sip before?
This was very helpful, just to be clear.
All right, so Andy's coming in. He's going to help you out a little bit.
I feel like I almost have to.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
All right.
I feel like
Merry
we're at church.
Christmas, everybody.
When
This
Matt
is-
Senni opens his mouth,
This is communion. It's pass around the holy nog. All right, we took out probably like a serving, maybe 2.
I'm sorry. I still can't understand that these are for one serving. That's Jesus. The people buy
It's
this.
homogenized, if that helps.
I assumed that was bad, honestly. I read that and I was like, does that mean that it's worse for you?
Vince, Google homogenized.
Don't
I'm pretty
people
sure.
want non-homogenized things?
I don't think
I think
so.
homogenized means they heat it up to kill the bacteria.
Yeah, I think it means it separates the bacteria from the dairy
Yeah.
product.
So probably, what's it, whey? Is that what it separates
Yeah.
out?
Next, we had the Colts and the Raiders.
You get football and a science lesson.
A little bit. Colts escaped with a narrow win on Sunday, and we saw impressive performances by T.Y. Hilton and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Have they earned their way back into our lineups, Justin?
I mean, it fucking looks like it.
I'm so mad about it because
Yeah.
I have both of them
Yeah.
and didn't play either of them.
I wouldn't have either.
I mean, the Raiders' defense isn't that great. So maybe this week. But it's so weird to see.
It's been a roller coaster of a
It
season.
has,
For Jonathan Taylor, it's been a roller coaster
Yeah,
of a
for
season.
T.Y., it's like
been
that.
an elevator.
Yeah.
One of those rides that go like this,
Yeah.
like the Doctor Doom ride at Universal.
King to Ka, you go straight up.
King to Ka is a good one.
Then come straight down.
Yeah, because you sit there and you wait and nothing happens. That was T.Y. Hilton for the first 12 weeks of the season.
Then Grandma
And
put
then
that
you-
plate down in front of him.
T.Y., you get your ass in here. I got some collard greens. And then boom, 2 touchdowns, 2 weeks in a row.
Then 8 seconds afterwards, and he's done.
Yeah. Senni, other than your boy Darren Waller, who crushed the Jets with 13 catches for 200 yards and a touchdown, can you name another player on the Raiders?
There's the guy, is Jacobs the last name?
Yeah, you got
Running
Jacobs.
back?
Jacobs is fine. You got it.
Okay. Because I actually thought, is he going to ask me about the Raiders? And I was like, Derek Carr's a quarterback, right?
Yeah, he's got 2 now.
And then Waller, and then Jacobs, and that was all that I got.
That still counts. You're good. Which one of us would you like to do the ice?
I don't think you've done one in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't. Let me scan the barcode so I can get my calories.
You're going to close your vitamin C goal,
I might
too.
get my vitamin C goal.
I just did the teacher's about to call on somebody. Pretend like I'm doing something.
That's hilarious, Vince. Did you end up Googling homogenized and find the definition?
Yes, hang on.
Damn, I didn't get my vitamin C goal on that. Bummer.
You got to get a third one, right, so you can take the other one.
No, I hope I don't get it. Justin.
Yeah.
If Josh Jacobs is unable to play this week, are you trusting anyone else on the team? In the running back room, specifically. I'm not talking about Darren Waller. Obviously, starting Darren Waller.
Oh.
Running backs.
Probably not, because I wrote down Waller. I mean, the drives that Jacobs comes out when he plays, Booker looks pretty decent. So you'd like to think that, like, if he was given the lead back for a game or two, he would look great. But this past week, he did not look that great.
No.
So I don't think I would trust anybody else.
If you can't do it against the Jets, you can't do it against anybody.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Colts to win the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Colts.
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Vince, what'd you have on homogenized?
Subjected to a process in which the fat droplets are emulsified and the cream does not separate.
Which means...
It removes the bacteria.
I'm also yeah.
I hope that's what it... I mean, okay.
It's not at all what I got, but I don't know shit about science. So
Andy, is that what that means? You're the science guy.
I mean, I guess
Oh, man.
Imagine Andy
I'm
had a
thinking
TV
emulsified
show.
means that they heat it up.
No, I'm
might
picturing
be.
Andy with a TV show where he wears a lab coat and talks to kids.
That would be a good show for Andy.
I had to Google a
all
word
real
in the
life.
definition. To emulsify means to combine two ingredients together which do not ordinarily mix easily.
Okay. Well,
Dandy Andy.
if
I
anybody...
couldn't think of anything, so I give you
Science
credit.
hour.
Dandy Andy. I was thinking Forehead the science guy.
Forehead, the science guy.
Forehead the science guy.
Foreheads
Drink,
rule.
drink. Washington plays the 49ers. The team with no name defeated the 11-0 Steelers on Monday evening.
Yep.
The fantasy takeaway from this game, though, for the Washington football team,
Oh.
is the injury to Antonio Gibson. He has turf toe, not likely to play this week. How high does the value of J.D. McKissick rise for you, Justin?
I think it boosts up pretty substantially.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been great in the passing game. Now he's going to get some carries to factor in with that as well. So I like McKissick.
For sure. I think Peyton Barber stands to benefit the most in terms of carries.
Mm-hmm.
However,
He got the goal line touchdown this past week.
yeah. And before Antonio Gibson was into our lineups and into our hearts, it was Peyton Barber that was getting that type of work. So J.D. McKissick is going to catch those short passes because Alex Smith usually throws the ball like 3 yards in front of the line of scrimmage at most.
Yeah, it seemed like his longest throw of the year was that touchdown to Logan
Thomas, yeah. So I'm
Piece of shit.
totally expecting J.D. McKissick to have, anywhere between 5 and 10 receptions, which is enough for a solid fantasy day.
Yeah.
And also for the tight end need, Logan Thomas has had double-digit fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 games. And it's a shallow position. I do like him. They're definitely actively trying to get him more involved in the game plan.
As they should. I mean, he's
He's
talent.
a very talented, athletic guy. For the 49ers, I think we're in agreement that Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk are both deserving of spots in a starting lineup when they're healthy.
Yep.
But what about the running backs, Justin? Raheem Mostert had just 5.3 fantasy points and under 10 carries this week.
I mean, even with Mostert being, I think, the best back, I still don't think you can trust him to start.
I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can't trust a Shanahan running back.
No. And I think that continues on into this week.
Shanahananigans.
Ha.
I'll take Washington, unfortunately.
I'm going to go Niners.
I just refuse to take Washington. So,
Yeah, they're on
and
my
I
shit
can see
list.
them winning. That's what makes me mad. Like,
Yeah,
I think
mean,
they
I'm
could
not
win.
happy about it. It definitely affects the Giants more
Yeah,
than
of
anything.
course.
Did you see what Tomlin said to, was it Chase Young?
No.
He said that he hopes he never loses as many games to get a player like him. He meant it as a compliment.
It's a backhanded compliment.
Well, I mean, he means like he doesn't want to like. It is a
The
pretty
Saints
backhanded-
play the Eagles
No, it is.
this
It's
week.
exactly
It
what it
is a
sounds
backhanded
like. Yeah.
compliment. Yeah. Good.
This
Saints.
matchup, Saints-Eagles, is a matchup to talk about the quarterbacks. How do you think the value of the Saints pass catchers change if Drew Brees is able to return to action on Sunday?
I think Kamara's value goes up a lot.
Yeah.
We've mentioned before that he wasn't getting a whole hell of a lot of work in the passing game with shit for brains as their quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he benefited. He scored a rushing touchdown.
Don't call him shit for brains. That's my boy.
Now.
I love him.
Yeah.
Fuck Drew Brees.
More than Brees, yeah.
Yeah.
Once Drew Brees is back, fuck Taysom Hill too. But when Taysom Hill's a starting quarterback, I love Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Taysom Tebow.
Yeah. But I mean, this past week, I think the Saints can still have good games with Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Thomas had over 100 yards this past week. Jared Cook scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kamara got his rushing touchdown, which usually doesn't come pretty frequently with him. If anything, I think they might kind of like work Breeze back in like a little bit at a time. Not like it's not gonna be like a switch. I don't think they're gonna just all systems go with him when he comes back.
I think it will be. I don't think they'll play him until he's ready to play a significant role. I think the value of Kamara goes up. I think the value of Michael Thomas goes down if Drew Brees were to return for this game. In a somewhat similar situation, the Eagles have named Jalen Hurts their starter for this week. How does this change the value of the Eagles' offense, Justin?
I really don't know. I mean, I didn't see enough of a sample size to see like what he's capable of doing with the full roster. So I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you mentioned previously I was big on Miles Sanders. You said you weren't. I'm all out on him now.
Yeah, he's been brutal.
Yeah, he's been very bad.
You would think that with as bad as their quarterback play has been, they would make a concerted effort to get him more involved as their most talented player. But they're dumb. And Doug Peterson wants you to think that he's smarter than everybody else. But he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And he looks like a homeless man.
Yeah.
He looks like he swims in the local Motel 6 swimming pool.
He probably does.
He does. He looks like when he wakes up every morning, his feet make a loud Doug Peterson. I'm taking the Saints to win, but fuck both teams.
I'm going Saints.
I agree. Saints.
How you feel, Senni?
I'm just trying to figure out if I have to puke again. If you didn't look, I have a little under half, I guess. Left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you
you're
got
getting
through
it.
that pretty quick. We still got some time left. We have 4 games left.
Yeah, I'll be done. I know I will.
I know. I'm just letting
probably
you know.
gonna puke.
We're going to talk about the Falcons and the Chargers. Senni, who's a running back for the Falcons?
Todd Gurley.
2 for 3. You got another ice.
Vince.
Vince, you probably don't want to stand next to the puke trash can.
Definitely don't.
So,
We'll do it right here.
okay. Is that out of frame? Do you want to do it next to me? You can get on this side of me.
Let's see. Yeah, right over there.
All right, cool. All right, do you want the green apple or the screwdriver?
Whichever one's gonna make me throw up less. I'll probably the apple. This looks way too thick.
Viscous.
Very viscous.
It's a disgusting word.
That is a disgusting word.
Justin,
How
is
am I supposed
Todd
to chug
Gurley
this now?
is Todd I'm hoping that got picked up, but if you didn't catch it, Senni threw up and Vince said, "How am I supposed to chug this now?" So good luck to you, Vince. Justin, is Todd Gurley worth starting
No,
with this weekend through the playoffs?
I don't think so.
Not at all.
No,
I think he's very touchdown dependent.
he is.
It's not possible to bank on a touchdown from him, but he needs to score, and we've said that
Yeah.
multiple times. It's still true to this day. The Chargers looked foolish against the Patriots on Sunday in what was easily Justin Herbert's worst game of his professional career. What's your level of concern about him and the offense going forward, Justin?
I think the offense this week is going to be fine. The Falcons suck at playing defense.
They do.
So I think he's gonna have a bounce back game. I'm not super concerned. I think you still have to start him. You still got to start Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and then Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And maybe if you need him as a flex, Mike Williams.
Yeah, Mike Williams, I think if you're desperate or you need, you're in a situation where like your team hasn't been very good all season and
Vince is crying.
Vince is lying on the
Dude,
ground
I'm
crying.
just dying.
So
I'm almost trying to do it on purpose at this point.
So Justin Herbert is going to bounce back for sure.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is a boom bust type guy. But
Always
if you're in a
has been.
situation where your team, kind of snuck into the playoffs, doesn't really deserve to be there, and you have to go against a really, really good team and you need a ton of points, I'm fine with starting Mike Williams because he's the guy that's most likely to get you a huge game. He may get you nothing, but if you're in a situation where you have to just go balls to the wall, I do like Mike Williams this week. This is going to be a game of who wants to lose more. I'll take the Falcons to win.
I'm going to go Chargers.
Chargers.
Good talk. Packers play the Lions.
What a fucking game
This is our last late game. Vince, go ahead and chug that Smirnoff Ice. Packers are coming off a significant win over the Eagles, and the big three are carrying your fantasy teams into the playoffs. Other than the Aarons and Devontae Adams, is Robert Tonyan a must start after 3 straight games with a touchdown?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was wrong about him before, but I don't want to be wrong anymore.
Yeah, it's a tough position to play in fantasy.
I completely forgot he was doing it ice and just thought he
For
came
a
over
while, dude. He's doing it for a while.
No, I thought he came over here to drink water.
No.
I knew it slowly. Nothing wrong with it. That sound was in my ear. Oh God.
Are you good? I can't take another guy puking now. All right, Vince downed it. We're good.
You sure you want to put it
Good
over?
job. Yeah, Robert Tonyan's a must start. I
Yeah.
also recently found out his name is Tunyon, not Tanyan.
Yeah.
It's Tunyon like Funyun, so pronounce it correctly. I would say that for the Lions, TJ Hawkinson is probably the most reliable option when Galladay is out, and he's consistently been one of the strongest options at a very weak position. DeAndre Swift was cleared of his concussion last week, but was ultimately ruled out with an illness. If he returns to action this week, should managers trust him in their lineups, Justin?
I think so.
I don't know. I've heard reports that he doesn't look like the same player since his concussion. I'd be nervous about it. I think he's a fine start. I don't know that he's a must start. And Lions are very incompetent. I also heard a report that Darren Bevel said that he'll be used in more of a complimentary role when he does play, which is not good.
No.
I had him. I actually dropped him when I heard that, but I feel nervous about starting him. So do what you want, I guess, but I wouldn't feel great about it either way. I'm going to take the Packers to win the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers too.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, time for Sunday Night Football.
We've been waiting all day for Sunday night.
Senni, what have you waiting all day for?
I don't want to fucking do anything. Drinking eggnog, so.
Vince, what have you been waiting all day for?
I've been waiting all day to talk about other people's driving.
Oh, that's a good topic.
Some
Okay.
pet peeves of other people's driving. So I have 2. Both happened last night, but it happens all the time. I want to go around and talk about what you hate the most about other drivers.
Okay.
2 things. 1, I can't stand slow drivers in the left lane.
Oh.
And this is like I don't know. Like apparently people say it's like a Jersey thing. I don't know what it is, but like, if you're coming up behind someone, and they're in the left lane, and they don't move over, and you have to go around them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like just move.
Yeah.
Last night I was driving home and these 3 cars flew by me full speed. Like I was doing 65 on Route 130. So these guys were doing about 100.
Damn.
They
And
flew
Route
by.
130 speed limit is 50, so
Yeah.
you were going fast on 130.
Yeah. And this guy, they came up real fast. They were flying up, and I saw this car that was like putzing along in the left lane. And this car was flying up behind him, and like he
Putzing.
slammed on his brakes. I mean, obviously it's not his fault. The guy who's going the speed limit, but shit, you see a car flying up like that, you get the fuck over.
Right.
Get out of the way.
Right.
And cop pulled over one of the dudes. That was awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
The other one, and this one's probably worse than the speeding one, are the not people moving over, is people taking forever to turn.
Oh. Like they're in the shoulder?
Like you're getting ready to like turn into like I was going over to the Chick-fil-A over by the shop, right?
Yeah.
And the guy in front of me, I swear to God, took 8 seconds to turn into the Wawa.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Both of those things annoy me greatly. I would say that they're definitely on the Mount Rushmore of driving pet peeves, and I get some serious road rage myself. I do think that actually people turning slowly is my greatest pet peeve. My other nominee would be people who never use their turn signal, because that happens way too frequently.
It's right there. You just
Yes,
Turn
it's
signal is-
effortless. And what really pisses me off, this is a minor thing because it doesn't affect me that often, is when I'm sitting at a stop sign, right, and I'm waiting for a car that's coming this direction. And they're going to turn onto the street that I'm on, but they don't turn their turn signal on until the very last second and then turn the corner. So I could have gone seconds ago and saved so much time. Instead, I had to sit here and wait and listen to Red Red Wine by UB40, waiting for this car to turn on their turn signal so they can turn. So, Justin, you want to nominate 2 things that piss you off?
So, yeah. I'm going to nominate one that's other people like that I see driving, and then one when I'm with somebody in the car and they're driving.
Okay.
So, this kind of pairs with the people taking forever to turn. I hate people that are too far left when they're going to make a turn right. Like, if you're driving on 130 and somebody's not completely in the shoulder, they're like maybe like a foot or so like in that right lane.
Right.
So you have to go out into the middle lane and cause an accident.
And if they turn slowly, like Vince was saying before, it's an even bigger issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I hate when I'm driving in the car with someone is people that wait until the last second and slam on their brakes. Press.
Yes.
You just press and you slowly come to a stop.
Yeah.
Don't sit there jerking me.
Yeah. If you're gonna jerk me, do it the right way.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give me a whiplash in the meantime. Like, you should know how to drive a car.
Agreed. Senni, you have some nominees?
For me, the turn signal is number 1.
Yeah.
People driving on 295 and not using their turn signal to change lanes is insane.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculously common, and it causes accidents all the time, and I think it's just ridiculous because it's so easy.
Yeah, effortless.
And it's a little bit of a hot take that I don't like, that just like cops don't follow the law when they're driving. I think that cops speed all the time, but then will pull you over. I assume, like, I know the difference when like they're in a situation where they have to be somewhere, but I think there's a lot of times where just like there's an expectation that we not go over the speed limit or we not do certain things. And I feel like a lot of times cops just do whatever they want with that kind of thing. So I have nothing against cops at all, but that's just one of the very few things like I feel like you can't. I just get frustrated like if I slow down because I know there's a cop like behind me and then they're like fucking speeding off.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. It's kind of hypocritical that way. Andy, do you have anything you want to jump in here with before we talk about the game?
He was ready.
Yeah, I saw him stand up. He
stood up across his arms.
I saw some serious movement over there.
From the guy who drives a big truck.
I was ready for this.
Yeah.
So to 2 things. One, I saw a cop like completely ignore a red light today and just turn. So
that's annoying.
It was just like he just came up. He was like, "Oh, no car's coming." Boom. All right. Yeah. But to the shoulder thing, people need to use the shoulder more, and that kind of goes with the turning slowly thing. Like if you're on 130, there's points of that where like
So we all hate 130. Can we
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah,
that?
everybody
Yeah.
hates 130.
There's
And
a
Sunset
giant
Road.
shoulder. Just like turn,
Yeah.
bro. Just get in the shoulder and then turn. If you want to make a slow turn, then it's fine. You're good.
get out of my way.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I desperately hate is like when I'm turning out, say like a shopping center or something like that. Say it's like 5:41 or something like that. Like I'm turning out, right? Cars are coming by, right? It's a green light. Cars are going by. There's like a single car coming down the road. They're all the way in the right-hand lane
And they don't move over.
and they don't. I'm like, dude, like you have 2 lanes that you could go over to,
Yeah.
and no one moves. I'm just
Yes.
like, why?
Yes.
But yeah,
All of these things make me angry. I say bad words.
You know what else I hate? When somebody cuts me off and they don't drive with any sense of urgency. Like they'll go out of their way to
to
cut
get
me
in front
off
of you.
Yeah, and then
And
they
then-
drive slow.
and
Yeah.
then do below the speed limit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I also
That might be my number one.
I hate
That
people
boils my
merging.
blood.
I hate merging in general because people don't understand
Yeah.
like the whole like car thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the
like
zipper?
a zipper.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
zipper.
the zipper. People don't understand the zipper. I respect the integrity of the zipper. I would rather get in an accident than let you misuse and misrepresent the zipper. The zipper it's an agreed upon law of humanity. Thank you for bailing us out with that segment, Vince. You came up with a very solid topic.
Yeah.
Sparked some serious discussion. I feel very relieved and relaxed right now.
After talking about road rage.
Yes, but I mean,
got it out.
you got it out. You
Yeah,
got it out. You got
that's
to
true.
let that hate out. Our Sunday night game is the Steelers and the Bills.
Joy.
Steelers are coming off an ugly loss to a team with no name, and it was a poor fantasy day for Pittsburgh receivers not named Deontay Johnson. Do you have any concerns about this Pittsburgh passing attack, Justin?
I want to say no. They haven't looked well these past couple weeks as a whole. But I think losing this game is going to kind of humble them and understand like what they're capable of and what they need to do and how they're able to play. So I would expect a bounce back game. I would hope for a bounce back game.
Maybe. I feel like if what you're saying is true, then they may revert to winning football because they're throwing the ball way too much. I actually don't have fantasy concerns. Real life concerns, sure, but fantasy concerns, I don't have any concerns about these receivers because they're throwing so much. If Ben throws the ball 50 times, I don't expect you to win very many games. However, I expect the fantasy players that I care about to have good days. If they return to, Connor's back this week, if they return to more of like a physical football game where there's balance between the run game and the passing game, the volume for the receivers may not go up and the efficiency would, which I think lowers the value of a guy like Juju Smith-Schuster. But for now, the volume of the passing attack is so high that I can't imagine being concerned at all.
Yeah.
Let's move on and talk about the Bills. Josh Allen looked great on Monday night, along with the rest of his team, against the Arizona 49ers.
It was so weird. So weird.
It is
to
weird.
watch.
It's such a 2020 thing.
Yeah.
49ers playing in Arizona. Cole Beasley notched 28 fantasy points thanks to 9 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. Is he a must-start for as long as John Brown is out, Justin?
I think so. And, the Steelers are kind of banged up on their corners. So I think Beasley can put up some good numbers against them this week.
He has been excellent. I totally agree. I think the Bills are going to win.
I got to go Steelers. I think they're going to bounce back.
I don't. I said this before you guys got here. I think that now that they've lost, the floodgates kind of open up against better teams. So I'm glad that they at least got a loss out of the way if they're going to lose again. I've been worried about this Bills game all year. So I have to be realistic, and I think the Bills are going to win.
I think you lose this game, and then I think you win out. I think you win the rest of the season.
Still worried about Cleveland, but
yeah, that could be a good game. Move on to our last game of the week, Monday Night Football. The Ravens play the Browns. The Ravens play the final game of the week for the third straight time. Unfortunately, I still don't have any level of trust in the backfield, as it clearly is still a committee.
Yep.
Despite good performances from Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, there's just too many variables for me to trust starting anybody in that Ravens backfield. But Lamar Jackson finally had a great game against Dallas last week. Do you expect another strong performance against Cleveland, Justin?
I don't think so. We've mentioned before that Dallas has the worst defense in the league.
One of them.
I think they're the worst.
They're pretty awful.
They're really bad. But regardless, the Browns defense I think is a lot better, and it's a divisional matchup, so I think they're going to play them tough.
Prior to this game, Lamar Jackson had one of his best days. Had one of his best days against the Browns, actually. So it's kind of tough for me to say that he won't have a good day. I hope that he's turned a corner. I feel pretty good about him in this matchup, personally. So we disagree on that.
Yeah.
I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a good day. The Browns had a crazy impressive offensive showing against the Titans on Sunday as Baker Mayfield threw for 334 yards and 4 touchdowns, one of which went to Jarvis Landry. After back-to-back scoring games, is it time for fantasy managers to trust Landry in their lineups, Justin?
So I want to say yes. They've also it sounds like a faucet. I want to say yes, but they've finally been playing games with nicer weather.
Yeah.
I know they played They had a string of games where it was just so shitty, so it was hard to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say yes. I think it's time to trust them.
Yeah, the weather is definitely a big variable, something to keep an eye on. That running game is still going to be good regardless. Yeah. Even though Kareem Hunt's had some bad games, I still like him. But yeah, Jarvis Landry, I think, has sort of solidified himself in that role, even though I've been a doubter all season.
Yeah.
Seen it twice now. Looks like Baker trusts him. Everything suggests that the Browns are going to win, but for some reason, I'm going to take the Ravens.
I'm going to go Browns.
Fuck the Ravens and fuck Devontae for talking shit. You guys beat the Cowboys.
All right, Andy.
Bragging about.
Andy, get on in here. Shout out to Senni. He finished your the nog. Should be fully in frame here. Both nogs are empty. Senni, you can throw those away because I'm not looking at that trash can. Kudos to you. Good job. Good job, Senni.
Ooh, it smells like straight eggnog.
Good job on the nog. Andy, whenever you're ready to spit these super hot fire bars,
right.
we got a minute. You want me to pull up like a timer on my phone to make sure he gets a minute in?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be that great.
I don't care if it's
This is
great.
gonna make it worth it, man.
I don't care if it's good, Andy. I'm kind of
This is going to make that worth it? I don't know.
I'm kind of banking on it being bad, so I'm hoping.
I
You're gonna put a lot of pressure
don't
on
even
me.
believe this was actually about to happen. So
I'm excited.
I came up with some good bars.
All right, yeah, you had a bit of time to prepare.
Yeah, I
so.
had a little bit of thought. So
So once you start spitting, I'll hit the start button on the timer.
okay.
So get that beat.
So bad. Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
There we go.
My FLP team sucks dick. I hate to admit, but that's why I'm fucking here doing this shit. I didn't want to drink the eggnog.
No.
But that's okay. I'll probably never try it another day.
Oh, no eggnog.
I'm sorry, Senni, that you yacked, but fuck the Ravens. All their shit's whack. Wait for this one. Super hot fire.
Champ.
Oh boy.
Get it?
Okay. You think I'd be better at fantasy than I really am.
Yeah.
Because my forehead is the size of a fucking dam.
Oh, it is. Big damn forehead.
Hayden Hurst is so bad.
Yeah.
He's nearly abusive. It's probably because that dude listens to nothing but country music.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good one. I love Russell Wilson, but come on, dude. Did I stutter when I picked you?
That'll do it for this week's episode of the Fantasy Beer League. We'll be with you every Wednesday on
amazing.
YouTube
Wolfgang.
with audio-only podcasts available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Pandora. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the handle @FantasyBeerLG. Those are the words Fantasy Beer and the letters LNG. Thank you always for watching. Thanks to Senni for doing the gallon challenge and making $50 and throwing up like 30 times. It was hilarious. The funniest thing I think we've ever done. Thank you to Andy for spitting some serious bars. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was good.
You killed it at the end. Best finishing line of all time. Thank you for watching. Join us as always for half decent advice. I need to collect my thoughts for a second. I'm sorry. My mind is just blown. That fire melted my mind. Thank you as always for watching. Please join us every Wednesday, except for mutated weeks where we have to record on Wednesdays. Yeah, blame the Ravens. We'll always give you half decent advice from half decent guys. Here's Matt Senni with his advice of the week.
Don't ever fucking drink eggnog. Terrible.
Not bad advice. Thanks for watching. Good luck in week 14.